Yes, it is your boy, Red Supreme, back at y'all with some more content. Where y'all at, man? Tap in with us. Where you at? You know. So, yeah, get ready for this one, man. I said, you know what, man? Let's do a nighttime show, man. I wasn't gonna do one, but then I said, you know what? Why not? Why not, man? Let's come up in here and you know, let's chop it up, man. A lot of us, come from the hood, the urban communities. Not all of us. Some of us was raised in the suburbs, but me, I grew up in the inner city. Los Angeles, the inner city. You know what I mean? So we know what it is, man. I've seen it all. I seen black people who are doing good. I seen black folks who struggle. You know what I'm saying? But it's just one of those things, man. But tap on in with us, man. Where y'all at? You know, we gonna have the show. Tap on in for the convo. Shout out to you, OG Hot Rod. What's popping, man? The silent investor, oh one, oh boy, oh dog. What's popping? Frank, 5574. Let's go. Now, it's a it's um it's a thing going on right now, man, and they're talking about the government shutdown, man. So a lot of people gonna be panicking, man. November 1st, people gonna be like, oh man, I can't get my Thanksgiving food. I can't do my shopping. How I'ma feed my kids. So, a lot of people are panicking right now, man. My thing is this: if you can get food stamps, get them. But this is the thing as well. You're not supposed to depend on them. You're supposed to use that as a stepping stone to get to the next level. The problem is when people start to depend on them, right? When you have no other means of feeding your family and you depend on that, then that becomes a major problem because if the government shuts off food stamps, what you gonna do? You gotta have a job, you gotta have a hustle, you gotta have something going for yourself, man. So you don't ever want to depend on that. But my thing is this: I don't knock people who get them because guess what? The government take from us every day. Taxes, inflation, they're robbing us every day. So I'm not one of these people who gonna get up here and talk bad about the people who get food stamps. Now, the mentality is the problem. You know what I mean? That's the issue right there. But yeah, man, the government is robbing us every day. So I don't have a problem with anybody that's taking from the government or receiving something from the government. Man, come on. The government is a gangster. The government is a legal gangster. They tax you, they overtax you on everything. They raise the prices every year for certain things, and you got to pay these ridiculous taxes. And I think you guys understand what I'm saying. Shout out to the cable guy for tapping in, man. What's popping, man? I think we're gonna do that white fatigue, man, in the morning. But yeah, man, they tax us on everything. You want to get a cheeseburger combo, that's like $12 now. It used to be $4.99 for a cheeseburger combo. You know, gas prices is high, rent going up, the electric bill is out of this world, especially if you live somewhere when it's where it's hot and you got to blow that AC during the summer. Oh man, tell me about it. So yeah, man, the government is robbing us every day. Please believe that. So if you can milk the government for some stamps, I ain't mad at you. My thing is never depend on it. But if you can get it, by all means, do what you got to do. Yeah, man. Now you got females online. See, this is the thing. You're not gonna see men because men don't really get food stamps like that. They're not gonna give men food stamps like they're gonna give women. You know what I mean? They might give you a few stamps if you file like, but for the most part, you're not gonna see men flipping out. You're not really gonna see that. Well, the women gonna say, well, that's because the women are the ones taking care of the kids. Of course, you ain't gonna see men up on here crashing out. The women got to feed them kids. The men ain't nowhere in the picture. That's what they're gonna say, right? $30 Five Guys if you want cheese and bacon. $20 cheese steaks for sure, huh? So yeah, man, the government is robbing us every day with these gas prices, the food, everything. So I'm not gonna knock you if you can milk the government out of if you can milk the government out if you can milk the government out of something while they rob us every day, man. I ain't tripping out for that, man. Them people, that's legal robbery, man. These high gas prices and $13 for a cheeseburger combo, man. They robbing us with no gun, man. Legal robbery. But you remember back in the day with the food stamps, man, they used to be books though. It was like books. It wasn't no debit card. See, now what they do is you get a debit card so they can trace everywhere you went, everywhere that you spent your money. But back in the 90s and the early 2000s, they had the food stamp book, right? And you could walk in the store and buy something for 25 cents with the food stamp, with the book. Because if you was around in the 90s and the early 2000s, you know what I'm talking about. There was no such thing as an EBT debit card. The food stamps was a book of food stamps. You feel me? Five Guys is hella overrated. The Habit is yeah, I like The Habit too, man. I go up there sometimes, man. But for the most part, I cook my food at home, man. Homemade burgers, stick patties, flavor. But if I'm out and about, you know what I'm saying, I might grab something if I ain't got the time to cook. I just want to come back and chill. I ain't got the time to be all up in the kitchen. Yeah, man. You know what to do. Make sure that you guys and listen, man, hype those videos, man. All the live streams that I've done, if you can go and hype those videos, make sure that you go and hype those videos for sure. You know how it was back in the day. You got the chick in the hood, the chick in the hood who get like 1,000 in food stamps back in the day. And you tell her, listen, I'm gonna give you $200, but you got to give me 400 in stamps. So that was the lick right there, bro. Because whatever you gave them, they got to give you double. If I give you $100, you got to give me 200 in stamps. So a lot of chicks would sell their food stamps on the first of the month. You know what I mean? The grocery stores pack. You ever see them chicks in the grocery store with 2 baskets? Yeah. She in the grocery store, man, getting it in, man. She got 2 baskets. She's taking some of those groceries home, and she's going to sell some of that food too. $100 get you 200. $100 get you 200 in stamps. 200 in stamps. At that particular time back then, you got to give up 400. You got to give up 400 in stamps for 200 in cash. He said this show is too real for YouTube. Yeah, man, they be playing with my stuff over here, man, and I'll be coming through with the hot content, man. We be talking about stuff that people can actually relate to, man. So get up in here, man. Plus, we're trying to get this channel in the algorithm, and we're trying to get paid, man. We're trying to get paid. I'm trying to get all my people that rock with me on TV1 to come over here, because I don't see half of the people that be on TV1. I don't see half of those people over here. So I'm like, what's up with that? You know what I mean? We're trying to get everybody to merge over here so we can get this channel up in the algorithm. But yeah, man, that was the deal, man. You got 200 in stamps. You got to give you, you know what I mean? I mean, you got 200 in cash. You got to give you 400 in stamps. You take that 400 in food, you go fill your whole refrigerator up, man. You get that broad $200, man. That they give up those 2 bills and get 400 in food stamps, man. That's the name of the game. Oh man, let's get into this conversation though.
Y'all straight up like this. I just got that text that the link is definitely cut the off for November. Y'all better stay the out of my way in these stores. I'm walking out with carts and I'm not paying for shit. Trump, if you want start looting, oh, it's gonna happen. Before my kids go broke like Jock, I'm gonna be stealing like it ain't no tomorrow.
Big Shirley says she gonna walk in Walmart and take what she wants. She gonna fill that grocery cart up, and she dare you to say anything to her. Big Shirley says she gonna go up in Walmart and take everything that she want, and she ain't playing.
You won't I just got that text that the link is definitely cut the off for November. Y'all better stay the out of my way in these stores. I'm walking out with carts and I'm not paying for shit. Trump, if you won't start looting, oh, it's gonna happen. Before my kids go broke like Jock, I'm gonna be stealing like it ain't no tomorrow. I am going to go in that store, get everything I get regularly. I'm going to bag my shit up, swipe my link card, as soon as that ain't no pending balance on there, I'm going to walk the out. And I'm gonna have one of my cousins with me that'll punch your so hard you gonna think a Jet 2 holiday hit your if you think I ain't finna walk out that stuff. And please follow me to that car if you feeling froggy. You ain't gonna make it back to your position at that Walmart store. I'm telling you. You wanna take some link? Like I don't be taking already. Watch this. It's okay.
It's
See, listen, man, I'm gonna be real with you guys, man. Black women. Now, I know what you're gonna say, not all black women, but this is the thing. You don't see Hispanic women or white women making videos saying that they're gonna steal and just take what they want. You got Big Shirley up there talking about she just gonna take whatever she want, and she dare you to try to stop her. When people see stuff like this, they say, look at black women. You only see black women talking crazy like that online. Listen, you got white women and Latino women on food stamps too, but they're not crashing out on social media like this. Like if you're going to steal from Walmart, you might as well just do it. Coming online talking about what you're going to do is only going to get you arrested. You just confessed to a crime, lady.
this new movement online amongst ghetto people that are basically saying that they're going to take to Walmart because for those of you that may not know, Walmart is actually the largest grocer inside of the United States of America, in which they sell about 25% of all groceries. And now our ghetto bulls are out here continuing to have children out of wedlock, continuing to depend on the federal government. And now they feel like it's the government's obligation to take care of them. And so what they have declared is that they are now going to start stealing from stores to make sure that they have enough food and also to ensure that they get what they believe is due because the federal government is warning people that the longer that the shutdown is going to go on, that they are going to have to start removing or preventing people from being able to get their SNAP benefits because obviously we know that Democrats is continuing to hold up everything so that they can continue the Obamacare resolution that also allows for illegal migrants to get health care coverage via your hospital stays. And so they basically want trillions.
See, my thing is this: they're giving this stuff to illegal immigrants. So I don't knock anybody. Like, hey, man, if you can get food stamps, man, to put some extra food in your house, do it because they're giving it to illegals. So why not give it to the citizens and help them out with food? Gas is high, the food is high, everything is high. You're damn right. Give something to the people. You let border hoppers and illegal immigrants come here and get medical, dental, you know what I mean, housing, you name it. Shit, hell no, I'm not gonna knock nobody for getting it. Now, once you become entitled and you depend on it, that becomes a major problem. And we're gonna get into that we're gonna get into that shortly. Let's get back to the content, homies.
Dollars. And instead of continuing the government and making sure that they negotiate and debate on the House floor and also do their jobs because Congress is literally the portion that controls the purse strings of the federal government. And we also know that they need 60 votes. So stop letting people tell you, well, they control all three branches of government. Doesn't mean that they can't shut it down because you still need 60 votes. And this is why it's important for y'all to vote all the way down ballot instead of just for the president of the United States of America. But again, now we have our young ladies, our upstanding citizens that are saying they're going to start stealing. Never mind getting a job, never mind hustling, never mind taking care of business, never mind getting on top of things. If they don't give you more taxpayer subsidies, then they are going to start taking to the streets, man.
The government talking about no food stamps November, or no food stamps because of the shutdown. No food stamps, no food stamps, no food stamps, no food stamps. So people can't go get food right now. People
And
when
then people really gonna be tripping, man, because it's November. A lot of people was doing their Thanksgiving shopping. A lot of people was doing their Thanksgiving shopping with them food stamps, right? A lot of people was, right? So a lot of people was dependent on that to buy their turkeys, they little Thanksgiving get out. Oh man, they're gonna be wigging out, man. They getting ready, man. These people finna lose their damn mind. You cut off food stamps and holiday season. Oh my God, it's holiday season, man. These people getting ready to lose their mind. Oh boy.
not be able to go buy food anymore. People can't even sell food stamps, even though that's kind of what they trying to stop people from selling food stamps. But the thing
People can't sell their food stamps. Some of you may not be familiar with what that looks like, so let me explain it to you. This has been going on since the beginning of time, and what we have witnessed is a lot of times people would get their food stamps. Sometimes they would get it on a little. Back in the day, they got the booklet of the food stamps. Now they just get the debit card, the EBT card, and they go into the store, and if they don't give it to their baby daddy, they say, hey, listen, we'll make sure that we buy your food. If you're getting a good deal, you may get 60%, 75% on the dollar. If you're getting a bad deal, or if you're just really desperate and you don't want to bust it down for a real one, they'll give it to you for half off. So whatever it was, it may not be familiar.
thing is, people selling their food stamps to people that need food because nobody can afford food at this giving moment.
Shout out to all of the septum nose rings. The septum nose rip theory is true.
You know what, governments? I don't know if y'all thought this out all the way. Maybe y'all did. Maybe y'all did. I don't know. I don't know. But since y'all cutting everybody off of food stamps, y'all pausing food stamps, can't nobody buy no food. Guess what? Guess what? Still,
No, you can't say can't nobody buy food. No, the people who depend on food stamps can't buy the food. I know people who get food stamps, but they still have other means of income. They can still feed their families. The government shutting down ain't gonna stop them from putting food in their refrigerator, right? But you do have some people out here who depend on it, right? And it is what it is, though.
people, they got to get their food by all means. People got to get their food by all means. They're going to be going into the Krogers, the Walmarts. They're going to be going into the Sam's Clubs. They're going to be going into these markets, these food markets, and they're going to be stealing. People is going to be going to jail for not stealing electronics, not stealing clothes, not robbing people. People about to be going to jail for stealing groceries. Self-checkout is about to get hit bad. I hope y'all know that. I hope y'all know.
Listen, why they still got their hair done and they got their tattoos and they living real good and you can hear the kids in the background. Some of these content creators, you might even hear the smoke detector going off because it needs a new 9-volt battery. They warning you that they're going to start stealing, so you better send them their taxpayer subsidies.
We had honest people actually buying their food. Now them honest people about to turn fucking dishonest. Hope y'all hire more security.
Yeah, she was a waste of looks because the thing is, it's a pretty chick. She's a beautiful young lady, man, but her mentality is ghetto and is ratchet. It's a waste of beauty. Like, her mentality is ugly. She's pretty, but her mentality makes her ugly. So I agree 100%. She's a waste of beauty. 100%. Like, you see a woman that's pretty and she starts talking like, yeah, you're like, oh, hell nah. Her brains are shot. This woman ain't got no damn brain. She's a bird brain. A complete waste of beauty. But let's move on with the content, though.
We had honest people actually buying their food. Now them honest people about to turn fucking dishonest. Hope y'all hire more security.
This country is a fucking joke. It's a joke. You mean to tell me they're taking food stamps out of people's mouths for the month of November? Are we talking about everybody in the country?
The level of entitlement is crazy, ain't it?
Nobody's getting SNAP benefits, food stamps for the month of November. Is that what we're like? Are we really saying that? Are we really saying, hey, we need to save some money, so we're going to make sure underprivileged people cannot eat? The
Underprivileged.
fact that we have billionaires sitting on so much money and they could take $1 billion out of their pocket.
Take it from the people. Take it from the billionaires. It used to be the millionaires, but let's take it from the billionaires.
No, that's entitlement. You know, the billionaires don't owe you no money. They like, hey man, I got mine, you got to get yours. You can't count people's pockets and say what they should be doing for you, right? Now the thing is this: if you can get stamps from the government, get it, because like I said, the government is robbing us every day. High gas prices, rent is going up. You know, car repairs, groceries, everything is high. They're robbing us. They are literally robbing us with no gun. But damn, at the same time, you're not supposed to depend on that, right? Because nobody owes you anything. Let's continue.
And let's make it sure that
So much money, and they could take $1 billion out of their pocket.
take it from the people. Take it from the billionaires. It used to be the millionaires, but let's take it from the billionaires and let's make it sure that we give it to the people that's underprivileged. I'm summarizing this for y'all so y'all know what's going on.
And not skip a beat. They wouldn't skip a beat. They wouldn't hurt at all. But they would rather have people starving. That seems more logical. This country is pissing me off. And
You're right about that, Jonathan Coleman. Like, if you can't make it 1 month without food stamps, then you need to do something, man. You need to find something, because you made you need to get out there and do something. You know, 1 month shouldn't affect you like that. But then again, you know, you got some people out here who are really poor, who really ain't got it. They don't have no savings. They don't have no bank account. They don't have no savings. They don't have no emergency fund. So they're depending on these food stamps. So if they lost 1 month worth of food stamps, it's going to be a tragedy for them, right? They're not going to be able to do no Thanksgiving shopping. They thinking like, how I'm going to feed my kids. Listen, man, you got to have savings. You got to have some emergency money. You cannot be dependent on this, man. If you can get it, fine. But I repeat, do not depend on it.
I'm mad because I can't do anything about it. Me, myself, personally, cannot do anything about it. And
So this is, in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen, what is happening with our young ladies. The ones that warned us and told us that they were good and they didn't need nobody's help, that they didn't need their baby daddy. They didn't call their baby daddy. They didn't say, hey, listen, we need to stick together. We need to get back together because I need you to help me take care of our kids. They're warning Trump. They didn't warn Democrats. They didn't warn Hakeem Jeffries, Jasmine Crockett, AOC, Bernie Sanders. They didn't warn any of these people. They didn't have this conversation. They didn't come together, sing kumbaya. I seen everybody that decided that they didn't want to go to work, that they wanted to do the No Kings protest today. We're going to get to that in a different video. And they're saying that because you are not continuing to pay for their lifestyle and to ensure that their children that they had out of wedlock is being fed and have strong bellies, and because we're not taking it out of people who earned it and who actually has money and started companies and added value and hire people and pay the highest tax in society of the United States of America, because you're not taking out of their pocket because y'all wouldn't miss a beat to continue to give your money up to everybody else, and they need to continue to, get your bag and get your bread. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the page. She's 100% right.
Shut down because y'all don't want to come to a decision. Y'all don't want to do what y'all got to do. And November might be a very horrible and kind of semi-violent month because the government is not understanding that this is crucial. Like, people will not have food, people will not have medicine, people will not have the things that they need for their kids or for their for the people that they love who are older. and everybody's sitting here. I'm already seeing the videos of talking about, like, if you see me starting to rob this place, mind your business. And I see a lot of other people who say, like, you know what, I'm just gonna like turn a blind eye. And it's getting to the point where everybody needs to understand that instead of judging.
See, that's true. Like when you give people something, they don't appreciate it. They become dependent on that thing that you are giving them. They become entitled and dependent. And as a result of that, they'll get violent. They'll start stealing. Crime is going to go up. More people will go to jail. It's an unfortunate situation, but it's the reality. Let's get back to the content, homies.
Instead of sitting up here talking about, oh my God, just get a job, just get this, just get that. Okay, food stamps, have your opinion about it, don't care. But Medicaid, people who are actually older use food stamps. People who are older need Medicaid. And y'all, some heartless ass people sitting up here talking about, oh, well, you should have got a job, you should have done this, blah, 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 whatever y'all got to say. The government shutting down is affecting a lot of people right now, and especially the people for the month of November who is not going to get food. I've seen people on here talk about where they got a letter from the government or something like that talking about that their food stamps will not come in, their Medicaid will not come in. It just won't, and that's it. So if the government doesn't come to a decision and reopen before November, nobody is getting what they need.
Couple different things that we got to mind through right here is under no circumstances are you going to see me out here doing crime. Under no circumstances will you see me out here. More seats. Y'all might lose some more seats.
And I'm going to just go ahead and say it. Because men have been saying it for years. But y'all ain't want to listen to them. And it just came to realization. Well, I've been through this. But it's coming to realization for some of y'all that I don't need men. I don't need a nigga for this. I don't need a nigga for that. It's catching up with y'all asses. The government said they going to cut off y'all food stamps for a month. Y'all talking about going to stores and stealing. Y'all solution is going out there and doing shit like that. But y'all wouldn't even have to do shit like that, because if y'all would give these good men a fucking chance and stop being stuck up in y'all fucked up ass way and stop trying to fucking beef and be rivals with men, you will be straight November, because your man will be making sure some food in that motherfucking house, as he should. He'll be making sure those children are fed. To the point to where you don't have to worry about nothing. You shouldn't have to worry about nothing.
I know a girl that pronounces it like that. And she from Michigan. She shouldn't even be pronouncing that. She said children.
But y'all don't allow men to take care of y'all. Y'all don't want to be taken care of. Y'all want the government to take care of y'all. Y'all don't give a fuck about niggas. That's what the fuck y'all been saying for so long.
Why do women like this curse every other word? Y'all don't give a F about that.
She ghetto, man. That's her environment. So that's how she behaves. That's how she talks.
Why do they talk like that? I mean, but at the same time, she's right. She's 100% right. You wouldn't have to worry about the things that you got to worry about today if you wasn't so belligerent and disrespectful and out of control when it comes to disrespecting men. And to be more honest with you, I think that this more or less is exposing a thing that we've been talking about for a long time, and that it's a lot of women and a lot of people that is tethered to the federal government, and that's your daddy. And the minute that your daddy walk away for a little bit and you can't find him, y'all start crying and saying that y'all gonna go out and steal. It's a lot of people that's been tied to the federal government, and they've been finessing themselves into thinking that they better than they really are, and they walked away from the men that they were supposed to be with. Matter of fact, they walked away from the men that they had children.
That is true. See, welfare and food stamps made a lot of women, black women in particular, say, I don't need no man because she can pay her bills. She can put food in the refrigerator. So they developed this I don't need a man mentality because the government gonna back me up. The government gonna feed my kids. So I don't need no man. Prior to the government stepping in, black women never had that mentality because they knew that they needed a man. But this false sense of empowerment has made them feel like they don't need no man because the government gonna take care of the things that they can't take care of. They might be able to pay a bill, this and that, but then they might not be able to put the food in the house. The government covers that. So if they can get the bills paid and put the food in the house, yeah, man, a lot of them, unfortunately, develop that mentality. I don't need no man. I can keep food in my house and my bills paid. And that's where the mindset comes from, right?
Children with. And they tied themselves to the federal government thinking that the government was going to take care of them for the rest of their life. But they didn't know that.
You're right. She made sense. What she said made sense. It's just that, the foul mouth, the profanity, and nobody wants to hear a woman talking like that. But if you take away the foul language and listen to what she was saying, she was actually right. She was actually right. She's just ghetto, and she's just ghetto.
Democrats was going to shut the government down over $1.5 trillion so that they could subsidize healthcare over in California. They didn't know that. They didn't know that they were subsidizing healthcare in other liberal cities and states, these sanctuary cities. You didn't know that. You wasn't counting on AOC and them to stand 10 toes down and never vote and open the government and Jasmine Crockett. Y'all wasn't focused on that. And so now you fucked around and found out. Now you gotta suffer. Now you gotta figure it out on your own.
Mothers and fathers and children out there that didn't get their link cards so they can't eat. And I don't even want to hear you uppity people saying, oh, go get a job. Well, go get this.
Got a little ratchet white chick now. Look at the ratchet white chick, man. Let's see what the ratchet white chick got to say.
Well, maybe you shouldn't live on state aid. Do you realize they now put a letter in with your Medicaid and your link? Oh, you need to have a job. And then those people are going out and getting a job, and then they're getting their link taken from them. So then the little bit of extra money.
Man, this woman look like a meth addict, man. Damn, she looks like a meth addict. Look like a straight up tweaker. Man.
They had is now going
The black women they show, these black women, they didn't look like, they wasn't on no drugs or nothing. You can tell they was just ghetto and ratchet. This white woman right here is clearly a drug addict. She looks like a fiend, a straight up tweaker. Back in the day, we would say a smoker.
on their rent or paying for food, so now they can't put their kid through soccer. They can't get that extra car to make sure their kid gets to soccer, or they don't have that extra $500-something because y'all took their link card away, and that $500 could have went towards their kid's tuition. Like, y'all rich people think that we're just living off the state to live off the state. Nah. Some people are because they're lazy. But one thing...
Us rich people. I mean the regular everyday people that pay taxes?
Sure, two things for certain. I know in this very building I live in, there are women striving for greatness, and they went out and did what they had to do, and y'all took their Section 8. Y'all took everything from them that was keeping them afloat. I'm not putting their business...
I told y'all that the majority of the people that's on government assistance is actually white people. So those are the people that are suffering the most. This is what they look like. This is how they talk. And this is what they represent when it comes to having a conversation about what makes the most sense for you to spend your tax dollars on them.
out there, but that's bullshit. And then I went on Facebook today. Somebody that I see hustle. They're always doing hair. They're always braiding. They're always doing what they got to do. They don't...
I wonder if they're paying taxes with that money too.
Hell no, man.
got their food
That's
to feed their
under the
kids.
table.
She has multiple
Come on, Anton Daniels. If you from the hood, you know damn well people who sell weed in the hood ain't paying no taxes off of that money they make off that weed. You know damn well the chicks in the hood who braid hair ain't paying taxes with that money. That's under the table, tax-free money. Come on, dog. Everybody from the hood knows that.
kids. And I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, she's lazy. She's on state funding. No, that woman works every single day, and her account is 0, and she can't fill her house with food.
Man.
That's wrong. I don't care. The rich could change a lot in this world, and y'all just keep it in your bank accounts to die with a bunch of money, and I'm sorry, but...
Now, what's the excuse for white folks being poor in this country? They never went through anything. They never been oppressed. They never went through Jim Crow. They never had to deal with any form of oppression in this country. They never went through any of that. So what's the excuse for white people being poor like this? I mean, white people don't have an excuse to be this poor. They really don't.
If I was rich and I came up on a lot of money or I won the lottery, the first thing I'm going to do is make a nonprofit for 304s to actually have a place to lay their head instead of having to worry.
She said she gonna make a nonprofit. She said if she ever got rich, she gonna make a nonprofit for 304 so that they could always have a place to stay. I want y'all to hear that again.
Could change a lot in this world, and y'all just keep it in your bank accounts to die with a bunch of money, and I'm sorry, but If I was rich and I came up on a lot of money or I won the lottery, the first thing I'm going to do is make a nonprofit for 304s to actually have a place to lay their head instead of having to worry about where they're going to sleep at night.
Excuse.
That's what I would do with my money. And then I would donate to our country, not to another country, to our country. Personally, I would take my money and I would bring it to the homeless people. I'd be like, you want to get out? You want to get out this lifestyle? Come on. And then I would have a house for homeless people where you would have to go through certain things. Like, I just don't understand how the government is so against us little.
Yo, don't talk to baseheads, don't talk to crackheads, and don't let them ever vote so that they can come up with these type
Yeah, man, this is crazy. Hit the like button, family. Where y'all at, man? I had another one, but I didn't want to play it.
You're not even raising your kids, but you use the excuse that you have to go to work. A woman on welfare shouldn't keep having kids because she's on welfare, but yet you're not on welfare and you keep having kids, but yet the daycare is raising your kids. You're not even raising
What type of logic is that? If they can pay for daycare, how you gonna tell somebody who can afford kids that this is you wonder why women like this are not married. They don't even have common sense. My goodness, I want y'all to hear this stupid crap she just said.
You can sit up and say that a woman on welfare shouldn't keep having kids because she's on welfare, but yet you're not on welfare and you keep having kids, but yet the daycare is raising your kids. You're not even raising your kids, but you use the excuse that you have to go to work. You just don't want to take care of your kids. Tell the truth. That's what it is. You don't like being around your own kids. So you keep on having them, probably for your husband or whatever your reason for keep having them kids. You keep on having them kids, but you ain't raising them kids. Somebody else raising them. And then you say, oh, I have to go to work to take care of my kids. You're not taking care of them. Somebody else taking care of them. You're financially supporting them. That's it. You're a financial provider. That's all you are. You're not a mother. So stop trying to make other women feel bad for their choice. At least they taking care of their kids, whether they on the government assistance or not. They raising their kids. Their kids gonna be okay. Yours, on the other hand, all you gonna ever say is you gave them.
My God, man, and just imagine who's dealing with this, man. Just the logic is non-existent. My God, man. At some point, we got to be honest. We understand why women like this have children and they're single because no man wants to stick around. You got men that'll show up to have sex with them, but no man is going to stick around to deal with them. And then, it's an unfortunate situation, but that's the reality of it.
The money, and they're gonna still resent you when.
Yo, are we all living the same life as far as like on this earth in this environment in the United States of America? I don't know where we are. I am so confused on everything that is being communicated right now. People have literally lost their mind. And you know the worst part about it is these are the people that are actually having the children, right? These are the people that are adults that we say have matured, that they have achieved a full.
Make sure that you guys bless the like button and drop something in the super chat. Drop something in the super chat, family. Support the show. Right, man. I told you, man, nobody's going to stick around to deal with her. This is why you always see women like this with children and no man. They be in a grocery store with kids, grocery carts full of, just shopping cart full of groceries and no man, because no man is going to stick around to listen to this nonsense.
The worst part about it is these are the people that are actually having the children, right? These are the people that are adults that we say have matured, that they have achieved a full.
And who told these women that chest tattoos was sexy? That is ratchet. That is masculine. That is not feminine. Who told these hood chicks and these hood rats that these chest tattoos are somehow sexy? That is a tramp stamp. That's exactly what it is. Ain't nothing sexy about them chest tattoos, man. Looking crazy out here.
Brain development past are adults that we say have matured, that they have achieved a full brain development past the age of 24, 25, 26 years old, and they're opening up their legs to men with no protection, letting them skeet in them. And then often at times they have multiple children with multiple baby daddies, let's just be clear. And they are going out here and they having a whole bunch of children and then they putting them into the system.
And you know what's even worse? When you see the so-called educated chick, it's like, you educated, why you got these baby daddies? You got all these baby daddies and you're not married, but you want to take pride in being educated. Well, it's clear to see that you're not smart when it comes to men, sweetie. You need a counselor. You need somebody to guide you. You so smart, you got all these degrees, but you got different baby daddies. Man, that don't make any sense. A woman with multiple baby daddies and she's not married in her 30s, that is a major red flag. That woman is problematic. She'll never admit that she's problematic, but if you deal with her, you try to have a logical conversation with her, you're gonna realize what the problem is right there. You're gonna say, boom, I see why there's 3 baby daddies and she ain't got no 3 or 4 baby daddies, however many she got, and there's no husband. And as a result of that, she's struggling. But she wants to argue with you and debate. It's like, sweetie, love, get your life together. Nobody wants to hear about your degrees. You got multiple baby daddies and you're not married. Get it together. Don't nobody want to hear you talking smart. Don't nobody want to sit up there and debate you. That's the last thing you need to be doing. You a single mother with multiple baby daddies. And you got the nerve to always want to debate somebody. That is crazy. All this education, but you ain't got no common sense when it comes to men.
That we would consider less than ideal for them if they don't have 2-parent households. And then next thing you know, they're going to grow up and be punching women in the streets of Chicago. This woman just said, she compared a person that is responsibly going out and carrying a job in which they put their children in daycare temporarily while they go out, and they are not dependent on government assistance. They are not dependent on taxpayers. They are not dependent on food stamps. They're not dependent on welfare. They're not dependent on Section 8. These are people that take care of their business. Their life choices mean that they have made the right decisions to go out and work. And let's be clear, I
Well,
don't
see,
care
this
what
is
you...
the thing what we got to understand. Education doesn't mean that you're smart or intelligent. It just means that you might know something in a particular field that you study, because college don't teach you how to become a wife. College don't give you etiquette like that. You know, not when it comes to, how could I say this? Just because you might have a high GPA, that doesn't mean that you understand men and what men want. Think about it like this. Educated women are the least married women. And that's for good reason. A lot of educated women, they're overly opinionated. They think they know everything when in reality they know nothing. They got a 3rd grade education when it comes to men. They might have a master's degree, but they got a 3rd grade education when it comes to men. If you don't believe me, look at their baby daddies. Educated, all this stuff, but you got multiple baby daddies and you ain't married, but you're so damn smart, right? So it don't matter if she has a master's degree or whatever. When it comes to men, she got a 3rd grade education. She don't know nothing. And unfortunately, a lot of ladies fall in that category. Educated women are the least married group of women on planet Earth. I promise you. And it's not because men are intimidated. No, they're overly opinionated. They're not feminine. They come with a lot of masculine energy, and men just don't want to stick around and deal with them like that, right? So you got to ask yourself, why is it that the educated woman is the least married woman on planet Earth, the least married woman in America? There's good reason for that.
Do for a living. If you are working and taking care of your own and not dependent on the federal government permanently in order to raise your children, you win it.
They think they're smarter than everybody and they don't know nothing. Them chicks they're annoying, man. They don't bring anything to the table that a man looks for in a woman So what do? They brag about their education. They lead with their education. She might have a master's degree, but she got a third grade education when it comes to men, and it's a major turnoff. That's why men don't stick around for the long time to deal with them. It's like, bam, bam, thank you, ma'am, I'm gone. I'm on to the next one. And, unfortunately, that's the reality for a lot of chicks out here in this dating game. They go from man to man, dating this man this month, dating another man this month. Can't keep a man around because nobody wants to stick around for the long haul. These women with all these degrees, these master's degrees, they are the least married group of women in America for good reason. I'm not telling you to go out there and get a dumb woman, but a woman who's overly educated, she's stupid when it comes to men. She got a third grade education when it comes to men, but she thinks she knows everything else. But when it comes to men, she is a failure. Her personal life is a train wreck. That's why they lead with their education.
And she's comparing being on government assistance to those people. There are people that actually agree with her. That is the wild part about it. There are people.
Well, it don't matter. Her being a lawyer has nothing to do with her being a good woman. Her having an education has nothing to do with her being a good woman. She's a professional, but it doesn't mean that she's a good woman. It doesn't mean that she's compatible with men. A lot of these so-called educated women, they're not compatible with men. They're serial daters. They go from man to man and they have multiple baby daddies, and there's good reason for it.
That agree with this crazy mess, this crazy nonsense that this woman is spewing. And she's saying it with her tattooed chest too. She's saying it with her back. She putting her all into this conversation. And she's basically saying to people, listen, fam, I'm just as good as you, even though you are giving your money to take care of me and my children. I feel entitled. It's the entitlement. The entitlement is what makes it 200 times worse. You're not getting a situation where people are saying, you know what? I appreciate the fact that I get a bridge to ultimately be able to take care of myself, and I would like to get off of government assistance. And this is one of the reasons why Trump has put restrictions and requirements on people getting this type of help, is because there are people in our culture, black, white, in this instance, it just so happened to be white. They are all over, all demographics, all nationalities, and they have made it they are experts, bro. They know what paperwork to file. They got their own caseworkers.
Listen, I don't care how nice this woman is. She can be nice, right? But women with multiple baby daddies are failures when it comes to men. Because speak to one of these chicks with 3 baby daddies and you ask them, would you want your daughter to have 3 baby daddies? If she's honest with you and herself, she would say no. But some chicks they'll make an excuse for their situation. Just because they're in that situation, they'll try to make it seem like it's not that bad for anybody else to be in it. That is how they save face. At that point, it ain't nothing but damage control, But you ask these chicks with multiple baby daddies, you tell her, would you want your daughter to have 2, 3, 4 baby daddies, or would you want her to find one man, get married, and have children? Next time you see one of these chicks with multiple baby daddies, you ask them that and see what they tell you. I said it before and I'll say it again. Chicks with multiple baby daddies are failures when it comes to men. Don't let them tell you no different. The evidence is staring you right in the face.
Have been on it for a long time. They know their limits. They know the laws. They know what the requirements are. They know how many children they could have to get how much. They know that the man that they still in a relationship with, or men that they still having sex with, they know where they are, but they make sure that they tell the people that, hey, they're not in our household, so that they can continue to get government benefits. They are all over the place, and they have become experts on how to take advantage of the system. And lo and behold, they also will spit in your face and tell you, yo, I deserve your.
Or what they gonna tell you is this. You're gonna say, well, damn, I was young. You was still out there having sex. You don't get to use the excuse, well, I was young, as if that's supposed to excuse the fact that you opened your legs and the sex was consensual, and as a result of that, you became a teen mom or you had a baby too early. They always say that, but why did you lay down with that man and have a baby if you know you didn't really want to be with him like that? I was young. but you were still out there having sex. He didn't force you to do it. It was consensual. So you cannot use that excuse, oh, I was young. Nah, we ain't going for that. That ain't gonna fly.
More money, you're not better than me because you actually don't depend on the system and take care of your children, which you then contributing to me. And if you had more money inside of your pocket, right, you deserve to give more to them because they need to have more children because they just as good, if not better than you. And they
Shout out the royalty for the Cash App. Let's get some more you brothers to bless the super chat and the Cash App. Right. Listen, like I said, it don't matter how educated she is. She might have a master's degree, a doctorate, or whatever. She has a third grade education when it comes to men. Please believe that. Educated women, overly educated women are the worst women to wife up. They're the worst women that you can deal with in most cases. You will have your exception to the rule here and there, but on average, and when you think about it, they're the least married women in America. And that's for good reasons. They're not feminine. They're masculine. They're overly opinionated. She won't submit, which means you must quit dealing with her. If she won't commit and submit, then you must quit dealing with her. You're doing yourself a major disservice tolerating a woman who's combative, overly opinionated, and she brings nothing of value to the table. I don't need you to take care of me, lady. What I need is some femininity. What I need is some beauty and femininity. And you don't possess. She might possess beauty, but the femininity is gone. Listen, females who spend a lot of time in college, a lot of hours at work, they lose their femininity. You know, she might look sexy if she put on a dress, but when you deal with her, you're going to realize you're going to see her masculine traits. And it's a major turnoff to a man who's looking for a wife or for a man that's really looking for something serious. She's good for a hookup. You can casually date her. You might hook up to have sex with her, but she's not going to be wife material. She don't possess those qualities, big dog.
have the nerve to turn their nose up at you, who is a hardworking adult, mother, father, whatever, and taking care of their children. This is the entitlement that you get when you help people that don't necessarily care for themselves.
Y'all want to know why I can't work? I can't work because I have kids. Not that I don't want to work. I want to work. I want a job. I want a routine. But I have kids and no support system. I moved to a completely new state away from all of my family so that I can be in a better situation. And these are the steps and processes that I have to go through.
So you purposely left a place where you had community and you moved to a place to where you now have to depend more on the federal government for food stamps in order for you to survive. Also, on top of that, you keep choosing to have children, plural, more than one, that you can't take care of. Yet you say you want to work, but you can't work because they don't accommodate your schedule. And there's people out here every single day trying to figure out how to make ends meet so that they can take care of their children.
So with that being said, applying for jobs is not easy. I have this big of an availability and a lot of jobs don't like that. So when I'm going through the hiring process and we're going through availability.
She said, I can't work because I had kids. Well, you know she don't have no man. See, this is the problem. These women got these different baby daddies. They got all these kids and life is a struggle. She can't even do basic things. Ain't no man around. The children are unruly. She's trying to discipline the children. She's trying to discipline the children and be a provider for the children at the same time. And it just don't work. It's just not going to work. That's a dysfunctional household. No man in a home, a mother who's not educated. Even if she does have an education, she got a third grade education when it comes to men, even if she got a master's degree. And unfortunately, that's the problem. That's not a balanced house. Listen, a home with a mother and a bunch of children is not a balanced environment. That's an unbalanced environment, and it breeds chaos. It breeds dysfunction.
And all of these things, and when my window is only 3 or maybe 4 hours where I can work, or initially I couldn't establish secure childcare. Yeah, I had a voucher, but I had a newborn infant, breastfed infant at that,
where it's not easy to just leave my baby with anybody.
Why do these people keep having kids, bro? How do these people keep having kids, man? How, man? How? How are they not being required to tie their tubes and y'all not cutting these people off? I was hearing women on different videos that y'all was sending me saying that men need to get vasectomies. Women need to get vasectomies. Women need to cut off, tie their tubes. Whatever it is you want to call it, the women's legal version of the procedure, women need to cut it off. God, good Jesus, Lord have mercy.
Just so that I can meet all of y'all's standards and expectations. No, I'm going to continue to do what's best for me and my children and make sure they're good. If you don't like it, it's fine. God is on my side. And that's all that matters.
And then they,
oh my God. She said, so basically she ain't gonna change. She gonna continue to do the same thing. And you wonder why she continues to get the same results. Crazy.
whatever it is you want to call it, the women's legal version of the procedure, women need to cut it off. God, good Jesus, Lord have mercy.
Just so that I can meet all of y'all's standards and expectations. No, I'm going to continue to do what's best for me and my children and make sure they're good. If you don't like it, it's fine. God is on my side. And that's all that matters.
And then they brought Jesus into this. All right.
So now when things change, when I can find secure childcare that I trust, and my child and me are ready for her to go to daycare, then hey, when my kids,
plural, more than one, continuing to have them.
I can get my kids in the after school YMCA program to open that availability, then
more government assistance.
Hey, but until then, being a mother just doesn't allow me to work right now, and I'm doing what's
See,
best.
women like this, they get with a lot of these men, right? And they know he's not going to stick around, right? But she still needs pipe late at night. You know, she need an itch. She got an itch that needs to be scratched. So in the process, she'll have sex with men that she know never had any intentions on wiping her up. But she got an itch. She needs to fulfill that itch. She need that itch to get scratched. So next thing you know, it's a man coming over late at night to supply the pipe. The kids in the other room, somebody's piping the mama down. We've seen this several times. I mean, you know how that be. The kids be sleeping in the other room, and a man comes over late at night to pipe her down while her children sleep in the bed. And a lot of times, them kids don't even be asleep. Them kids be up listening to the sex that's going on in their mama's bedroom. The kids be listening. Them kids don't be sleep all the time. Mama got to get hers. Mama got to have fun too. You think mama gonna go? Do you really think that mama is gonna go without sex just because she got kids in the other room? I think's not. Mama got to get hers. Mama got to have fun too. Shit, I don't know what you doing.
I can get my kids in the after school YMCA program to open that availability, then
more government assistance.
Hey,
yeah, shit.
But until then, being a mother just doesn't allow me to work right now, and I'm doing what's best for me and mine.
And then they saying it was so much.
If you don't like it, that's fine. But just remember, we could all be in my shoes.
No, we can't.
Any day, anytime.
The kids in the background jumping around, man. Listen, man, I know what it is with these single moms, man. It'd be a dude coming over late at night, supplying the pipe. The children ain't went to bed, but mama still got to get it in. Mama got an itch that needs to be scratched. She got to get it in. Mama got to have fun too. Mama got to get hers. When it come time for her to get hers. When it's come time for her to get hers. Petey Pablo, Freak a Leak, Tanisha, Rhonda, Shonda, Freak a Leak, Tonisha, Rhonda, Freak a Leak.
You don't like it, that's fine. But just remember, we could all be in my shoes.
No, we can't.
Any day, anytime.
No.
Listen, man, I'm telling you. She got kids, so somebody hitting that, bro. You know, you got to think, man. All a woman needed some nice breasts and a nice butt. She can be overweight. Somebody gonna slide through, bro. I don't care what none of you brothers are saying in the comment section, man. On those late nights, it doesn't matter if she's overweight. She got some nice breasts and a big butt. Somebody gonna slide through. You know what I mean? Them children still up. Them children still playing around. Listen, homie. I remember I was knocking this single mother down back in the day, right? And she had kids, right? I had just met her too. I came over late at night, and when I came over, she was all on me, right? So she had a little robe on. She came out of the robe, man. Them things was popping up. The booty was banging, right? So I'm in there knocking it down. You know what I'm saying? I'm supplying the pipe late at night, man. You know what I mean? The kids on the bedroom, boom, 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 boom. She called me over. I slid on through, man. She came out of that robe. Man, I'm up in there beating that thing down, man. Beating that thing down. The kids came knocking on the door. She's like, go to bed. She like, hold on, Red, 1 second. She hopped up. Take your ass to bed. The kids was like, Mama, go to bed. She started yelling. She down there threw a shoe at the door. Take your ass to bed. And she like, what you doing? Come on. She looked at me like, keep going. Don't be worried about them kids. She looked at me like, what you stopping for, nigga? You need to keep going. I told them kids to go back to bed. Up in there beating them cheeks down, man. You know what I mean? Up in there clapping them cheeks, man. Just wobbling, jiggling everywhere, man. Just tapping that thing. Them kids at the door. She like, take your ass to bed. She gave me that look like, nigga, you better keep going. Don't you be worried about them kids. I'm telling you a true story. True story. Don't let them kids make you stop. Keep going. I told they ass they need to go to bed.
I hate having to pay taxes for these people. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. T-Chanley. 40% off your first order, 20% off for life.
Hey, man, I got to be honest with you, bro. Oh, man. Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. Just like I'm gonna keep it real like I always have. I did my part by getting in the class, but it was just the way she was just talking to me and treating me. Like some days I might miss my classes, but then I still pay and I still take my classes. Like I have children that's not in my custody, so
I'm gonna be reading super chat shortly.
I don't have control of when I have to do my visitation. I don't. But
Judge tells pregnant black woman to stop having kids. I mean, listen, man, you can't take care of them. Stop having them, man. Lord Jesus Christ, help them.
Is that I came up with,
and then, you know, they're going to suffer for the month of November. They're already struggling. You take food stamps away from somebody that's already struggling, they're going to be in bad shape. They're going to be in bad shape. They already struggling. Then you take the food stamps away from November, man, they're going to go through it. Oh, my God, they're going to go through it. They're going to go through the ringer for the month of November. You can't buy the children no groceries. You can't buy that Thanksgiving food. Oh, my God. It's going to be chaos in November.
and I'm working on it now. And the plan is, Your Honor, is for me to enroll into another program.
What happened to her cries?
My baby daddy, he's been helping so far. But what I'm gonna do as a woman and keep my word is do what I'm told to do.
Oh.
Are you taking your meds, Miss McKnight?
Oh, you know.
What is she in court for? Somebody tell me what she in court for. I don't understand what she's crying about.
I'm pregnant. I can't do all it.
Miss.
Oh my God, this chick is pregnant again. So she got 10 kids, is what y'all telling me.
Golly,
Somebody
10 kids. How much the government giving you in food stamps, girl? I need to sit up there and buy some of them food stamps. You got 10 kids. How much the government giving you in food stamps, girl? She got 10 kids. That's crazy. How you gonna feed them babies when the government cut off that damn, cut off them food stamps, man?
told me in the chat she got 10 kids and she's pregnant again. Remember when y'all told me that people should be able to have as many high standards are facts.
Stop.
Yes, ma'am.
And every one of them, you got a baby daddy who don't help you with these babies.
Facts.
Yeah.
Is this
Choosing
still
wrong.
Tony or is this somebody else?
It's got to be a new
Don't
one.
tell me you done had another baby with Tony.
Who is Tony?
No.
And then she gonna smile. She think that they think this is cute, Rita. They think that this is cute. No, girl. See that we wonder whose channel is she. Please make sure you share this with your.
Man, this is crazy. This is crazy. Hit the like button, man. Lord Jesus, help these women, man. Listen, man, I'm not trying to make fun of a bad situation, but damn, at what point do you learn your lesson? At what point do you learn your lesson?
You share this with your family and friends. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. This is what I want y'all to do. Y'all tell me in the chat. I'm not going to say it. You tell me. What channel is this woman subscribed to? I want every one of y'all to tell me what channel is this black queen subscribed to? What channel is this queen subscribed to, y'all?
Nigga laugh. I ain't trying to laugh at her situation, man, but it's like, why continue to put yourself in situations like that? This is crazy.
At the poll, you were doing something to hurt immigrants and people who look like me, but now all the rednecks and Mima and Papa and Junebug and Slaughterbug and all y'all gonna be hungry this fucking Thanksgiving. Thank God.
So y'all done cut off these people's stamps, and I work in retail, so that means now I gotta deal with the shit. And bitch, if you think I get paid enough to be stopping people from stealing, bitch, I don't.
I ain't worried about my food stamps, and y'all shouldn't be worried too, because God will provide food for us. God will always provide. Shut the fuck up.
As the government shutdown continues on, millions of people are at risk of
human empathy or sympathy. Children are not the fucking problem, and they should not fucking suffer hunger because the government can't get their shit together and agree on anything.
Y'all need to get y'all's families together and have a big family meeting about how the holidays is motherfucking canceled. Yeah.
All right, these hood rats are cussing too much, man. Y'all gonna mess up my monetization with all that cussing. Lord Jesus, I can't deal with all that.
So this is for y'all that don't know how much baby milk actually costs and why we need the WIC program, which is set to be, the funding is set to be cut off next month. Just one of these. Look at these prices, y'all. $44. This is how much do you guys know how long it takes to go through a can?
Well, just imagine the women who got small babies, right? And they don't have no money to feed the babies when they cut off the food stamps next month. They're gonna go through it. You know what I mean? Now, if you get it, that's cool. But if you're depending on it, you're gonna be assed out November. They ain't gonna be able to buy that baby formula. They ain't gonna be able to buy them groceries. They ain't gonna be able to buy that Thanksgiving turkey. Oh my God, they're gonna be going through it. They're gonna go through the ringer.
This is crazy. Look at this little can, and certain babies need specific types of milk. This is $61 for one container. $52, you guys. $60. This is why we need the WIC program, you guys. There is no way possible that these women are going to be able to afford this milk. That is ridiculous. They are setting us up for failure.
So we got to talk about this. SNAP benefits, food stamps, it's all about the change. Everything's about the change. It's going to be very interesting.
Straight up like this, I just got that text that the link is definitely cut the fuck off for November. Y'all better stay the fuck out of my way in these stores. I'm walking out with carts and I'm not paying for shit. Trump, if you want motherfuckers start looting, it's gonna happen. Before my kids go broke in this bitch like Jock, I'm gonna be stealing like it ain't no tomorrow. I am going to go in that store, get everything I get regularly. I'm going to bag my shit up, swipe my link card, as soon as that bitch say ain't no pending balance on there.
Honestly, I feel like this is a whole rage bait thing. Next month, knowing it's Thanksgiving and they quote-unquote taking the food stamps away from us, they just trying to see how bad it's going to get. They really trying to test us. So we're going to have to make an example out of their ass. We're going to go to the motherfucking store, fill up a cart all the way to the top of that motherfucker. We all going to station our buggies in a line. Everybody going to be behind each other. Bucket full, and we all gonna run out there hoe. Since they want to play with us. Cause why the fuck would you take food stamps knowing Thanksgiving next month and we gotta eat? Knowing we love the Thanksgiving. Y'all know how we do.
That's what I'm saying, man. November is Thanksgiving, so a lot of people ain't gonna have no food. They're gonna be going crazy out there. Hope you stacked up on your groceries last month, because when November come, you ain't gonna get it. You ain't got no other means of income. You don't have no other means to provide groceries. Yes, a lot of people are gonna go through it, unfortunately. Make sure that you guys bless the like button and support the show. Let's get some super chats in there, man. We give you comedy, realism, wisdom, knowledge, and information. Make sure that you guys bless the super chat. Let's get back to the content. She said, we gonna steal, we gonna take it. You ain't gonna give us food stamps? Okay, we gonna go to the grocery store and just take it.
And we all gonna run out there hoe. Since they want to play with us. Cause why the fuck would you take food stamps knowing Thanksgiving next month and we gotta eat? Knowing we love the Thanksgiving. Y'all know how we do. So that's the plan. Since they want to rage bait and take the food stamps for November, knowing it's Thanksgiving, we're going to show them what the fuck we can do. Then they going to be losing money.
You know, with all these videos, I like to see what people are saying, because these people are mad. And are they rightfully so mad, or are they... Hey, did a whole video on that. Very interesting stuff.
SNAP benefits will not be issued for the month of November. If you're new here, my name is Crystal. I'm a social worker and a caseworker. I have been working in the social service field for over 10 years. I also worked at the SNAP Welfare Food Stamp Office for over 6 years. I have processed hundreds of SNAP cases, and in this video, I will explain to you what's happening with November SNAP benefits. Due to the government shutdown, many states are now sending out notifications stating that they do not have the funds to issue SNAP benefits for the month of November. The federal government has already informed all states that it will not fund November's benefits. And since the funding for SNAP comes from the federal government, the states literally have no money to pay out. Some states are outright saying that they will not issue November's benefits, and some states have not confirmed it yet. I'll just tell you, if you receive SNAP benefits, please be careful on how you spend October's benefits, because there will be no more SNAP issued until this shutdown ends. I have some resources to help you find.
And who's to say when the shutdown is going to end? It ain't no promise that they're going to turn the food stamps back on in December. So people better be careful what they spend. And the reality of it is this. These people with kids, they didn't already spent October's benefits. Them October benefits are gone. They're not going to have no food stamps left to roll over to take care of the month of November. Nah, man. They didn't spend all of them food stamps. Think about it. It's the 21st today. It's the 21st of the month. This month is gone. They depleted those benefits from October. That's gone, homie.
Food pantries if you need.
I think my biggest thing on this is that the kids shouldn't have to suffer because politicians are arguing. And I don't think the government should ever have to be shut down if politicians did their job within the session limits.
So it is true. I know we're seeing a lot of different stuff online, articles, but it is true. I've been officially notified as an employee with the state at the welfare office. So if the federal government does not come up and running as of November, food stamps will not be issued.
I mean, we see all these comments here over and off of it. What are your thoughts? Comment down below. I want to know.
The government shutdown is not stopping people from receiving their food stamp benefits. You all, what's really going on is a power play with the government. So what the Trump administration done was requested data from the states from all the way back in 2020. You all know when the bat bug was going around, and a lot of people had to get SNAP benefits and food stamp benefits because of that emergency. So what the Trump administration is doing is requesting all of the SNAP data from people who received those benefits from all the way back from 2020. So we all know that the blue states, they don't want to comply with the Trump administration. Now the red states gave this information over with no problem. But what the blue states did, they refused. They said that it was giving out too much info when they used to just collect data. They want all of the personal info now. So the blue states are refusing to do that.
Tanisha, Keisha, Rhonda, Freak-a-leak, Tanisha, Keisha, Rhonda, Freak-a-leak, Freak-a-leak, Freak-a-leak. How many of you guys you gonna be dealing with a single mom helping her with them groceries? She gonna sit up there and let you clap that you know what? Uh-huh. Go on over there and put some pork chops and some ground beef, and you know in that woman's household, man. Go on over there and help her to feed them kids, help her to feed them children. How many of you brothers gonna do it? How many of you brothers in the comments gonna sit up there and help these women feed them children in the month of November when they cut off their benefits and food stamps? You gonna help single mom? You already having sex with her. You're pulling up late at night to supply the pipe. The kids in the bed sleep. Sometimes the kids ain't even sleep. She's gonna ask you for help, some financial support. Can you give me $20 so I can get me some ground beef for my kids? I can make hamburgers and hamburger helper the whole week to feed my kids with that. Yeah, that's what they're gonna be saying. They're gonna want you to give them the 5-pound thing of ground beef. She's gonna make hamburgers one night. She's gonna make hamburger helper. You know what I mean? And she's gonna make that ground beef stretch to feed her kids for damn near 2 weeks. Yeah.
So what's happening right now is really a power play with the government, and they playing with y'all food. But I say this to say, if you give
Anisha, Keisha, Rhonda, Freak-a-leak, Freak-a-leak. Coming over late at night to supply that pipe. Single mothers need love too. Yeah. Yeah, get her some hot dogs. Listen, go to the grocery store, get the buns, spend like $5, get her a bunch of hot dog buns. You know what I'm saying? You know, get her like 6 packs of hot dogs so she can feed them children them hot dogs, get them noodles, get that ground beef. You dig what I'm saying? And you win the game. She can feed them kids, man. You win the game. She can sit up there and feed them kids, man. How many of you brothers is gonna help to feed them single mothers and their children in the month of November?
someone the sole authority to feed you, you give them the sole authority to starve you. If you're one of those people that has been dependent on food stamps your entire life to feed yourself and your children, and you have no other means to do that, to feed your family, then you may be a part of the problem. You should never.
Yeah, you know how them single moms, they got them kids, man. Get her that 5-pound pack of ground beef. It's gonna be 5 pounds. You go get them hot dogs, get all them buns. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah, get up at, get them noodles. You dig? And then you gonna work it out like that. She gonna make taco. Listen, with that 5 pound of ground beef, she gonna make tacos 2 nights in a row. She gonna make some hamburger helper 2 nights in a row. She gonna make some hamburgers. She gonna stretch that 5 pounds of ground beef to feed them kids. I mean, then you get, like I said, let's get back to the content though. How many of you brothers are gonna help to feed these single mothers and their children in the month of November? Give me some feedback in the comments, man.
Nobody that much authority to starve at all. So what do y'all think about this? What do y'all think about what's going on with the government? And
She's got some points. I think everybody's got some points. Everybody's got a thought that it's going to affect somebody they know or love. And whether you are saying it's hurting the government's budget or it's hurting people's stomachs. We got to figure this out. The only way we understand this and the only way we get better at this is the discourse in the comment section below. I want to know good, bad, ugly. But if you are in a situation of looking at EBT or SNAP being cut off, start forward planning. Start thinking about the children right now. If you're looking for baby formula, plan ahead. Stock some up. Put a little money aside. Do not rely on the government for anything. For anything. I know it's hard, but the government uses that against you, whether you notice it or you don't. It is
all right. Now let's go back to the next clip. Yeah, man, going up in there, man. Get her that, you know what I'm saying, that 5-pack of ground beef, man. Get on up in there and feed them kids. You already having sex with their mama. You be over there having sex with their mama. Go on there and throw a 5-pack, throw a 5 pound pack of ground beef up in there, man. Spend $10. Sit up and $10. Get it like 7 to 8 packs of hot dogs. You dig? Go on up in there and feed them children, man.
They're trying to get rid of our food stamps. They're trying to get rid of food stamps. They're trying to get rid of EBT, electronic benefits.
Shout out to Lim Hendricks for the Cash App, man. I appreciate you for the love as well. Lim Hendricks is always sliding through, showing some love. I need some of you brothers to show up and show some of that love as well. Bless the Cash App. Bless the Super Chat. Hey, man, I had to give y'all a late night show, man, Red Supreme, because we always do the morning shows. I wanted to come here on a late night, man, and test the waters and deliver this content. You did?
They put it on freeze? What? Why everybody, why am I passing arguments in the streets? Like, I'm coming out of my apartment, people is arguing. I'm sitting here in the parking lot, motherfuckers is behind me arguing. I wish I could see it. This shit is crazy, man. Temperatures is high. People straight tripping. I'm just listening. It's crazy. I'm going to the gym because, baby, the way things is going, my anxiety, I need help. So I'm gonna go to this gym. I'm gonna exercise because I need to release something and I need to receive something. Ooh, that's deep. Ooh, yes. It's getting crazy out here in these streets, man. I'm gonna have to go back to my days of stealing. Take what you need. There's a part that says take what you need. And shit, I'm gonna have to take what I need. Now, hopefully, you know what? I ain't gonna lie. You know, God provides everything that I need. Everything that I need. He gave me these kids, he gonna make sure they get fed. And that's period. Like, he gave them to me, he gonna make sure that they get fed.
So God gave you them kids, huh? So God gonna make sure that them kids get fed. Okay. Hopefully God makes sure that them kids get fed, man. You know, the kids don't deserve to suffer because of the bad decision making, because of the kids don't deserve to suffer because of their parents' bad decisions. I'll say that. But then again, it's like you can't expect for the government or anyone to take care of your children. That is your job. That is your responsibility. Where's the father at? Where the daddy at? All these women that struggling, I'll ask you this. Where's the daddy? Where the daddy at? Is the daddy putting food in that? Man, I don't even have to ask that question. Let's continue.
He gonna make sure everything is okay, and I know it. I trust that, and I believe that, and I stand on that. And
Where is the level of accountability? Where is the child's parents? Right? Where is your ability to continue to work maybe you need to put in some extra hours. Maybe you need to take a second job. Maybe you need to do some gig work. When did it become everybody else's, the taxpayer's responsibility to ensure that your kids is taken care of? And then if you don't get what you want, you could just go steal? And she not, no, let's be clear. She's not capping. She's telling you what her original, authentic thoughts are. And yes, these people is willing to kill, they willing to steal, they willing to do everything except for go and take care of business. What do you mean you about to go to the gym to release some anxiety because you heard everybody else arguing outside? And basically what they doing is they listening to what people is talking about on social media. Listen, bro, these people are I don't even know what made them think that they were in a position to have a child in the first place. If this is the mentality, if this is the mindset, if this is the perspective that you have about yourself, your own self-worth, I wouldn't even be able to live with myself. I made up in my mind, I ain't never asking the government for anything to make sure that my child is taken care of. And y'all basically have tethered yourselves to the government to where they became your daddy. And this is one of the things that's wrong with the community in the first place. This is the thing that's wrong with America, is that everybody feels wild.
Because that's their fault.
Extra amount of money to in a position, get every dime from the job that I'm currently at before I move on. Out perspective to me also.
Food in their bellies. And that your children will not feed or not be fed. And it's because of Trump and the government. And we need to blame them right now because that's their fault.
Let me ask you guys something. Do you blame Donald Trump for the government shutting down, or do you blame the Democrats? A lot of people are blaming this on the president, Donald Trump. Or do you say, nah, it's the Democrats, they didn't already mess it up before he got in office? Give me your thoughts in the comments. Do we blame Donald Trump, or do we blame the Democrats for the government shutdown?
Now, what?
That is a wild perspective to me also. If you tell me that I'm about to get laid off, right? And you say, Anton, you got a month to get yourself together. If you don't think that I'm going to already have another job, and not only am I going to have another job, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to get every dime from the job that I'm currently at before I move over into another job, and I'm going to transition over into it. You ain't even got to tell me that you're going to be letting me go within a month. I'll tell you this. I was already looking the entire time before you have even told me. So by the time everybody else finds out,
yeah, man, you got to be proactive, man. You know, you gotta think ahead, man. You know, and unfortunately, man, a lot of people gonna suffer now. If they cut it off in November, there's no guarantee that you're gonna get them in December. If they're gonna stop them in November. So what did Kevin Samuels say? Winter is coming. Do you guys remember what Kevin Samuels kept telling these women? He said, winter is coming. Winter is coming. Winter is coming. Winter is coming. Food stamps not coming. Food stamps not coming. Winter is coming. Winter is coming. Food stamps not coming. Food stamps not coming. Winter is coming.
I'm already gone. I'm not waiting. I'm preparing myself. I'm in a position. And so, you know, that's the mentality that I think that people need to have towards government assistance or social services at all. Meaning that I am going to be looking to get off of food stamps way before they talk about the possibility of not being on food stamps.
Winter is coming. Winter is coming. Winter is coming. Food stamps not coming. Food stamps not coming. Food stamps not coming. Winter is coming. Make sure that you bless that like button. Winter is coming.
And so now y'all got a month, at least a month, to figure out how you can make an extra $200, $300, $400, $500, which is crazy to me that y'all getting that per month. How you can make this extra amount of money to ensure that your kids eat well. And you're sitting on here complaining, talking about you can't wait to go steal. You can't wait to go to Walmart and take things and just walk out. I seen women saying that they're gonna punch people in the face if they follow them to the car. You willing to risk your freedom, meaning that you're willing to go to jail, right? And people are disrespectful towards themselves as well as disrespectful towards opportunity in society. And this is why a lot of people want to get over here so bad because they recognize the opportunity that's in front of them. And then it's a lot of other people on here that don't take advantage of it and they feel like the government owes them everything. Is wild.
Because that's their fault.
Now, what I'm about to say is definitely going to ruffle some feathers, but let your feathers be ruffled. If the shoe fits, the shoe just goddamn fits. When it comes,
Damn, Big Shirley, we need to find a dress that fit. You got the nerve to be talking about a damn shoe that fit. Lord, look at Big Shirley came out in that bonnet. Come on, Big Shirley. You can't be coming out here with no bonnet. You giving people ammunition to make videos about you. You're going to be a meme in a video. Man, Big Shirley then gave us all this ammunition. Got the nerve to get on camera with that bonnet on.
Feel like the government owes them everything. Is wild.
Because that's their fault.
Now, what I'm about to say is definitely going to ruffle some feathers, but let your feathers be ruffled. If the shoe fits, the shoe just goddamn fits. When it comes to government assistance, whether it's SNAP benefits, WIC, HUD, income-based apartments, Medicaid, all of that government assistance stuff, if you need it, that's what it's there for. It's there for you to get you to where you want to be. It's there for you. If you have a job, get a better job. Go to school. You don't have nobody to watch your kids. That's what it's for. It's for mothers and people and elderly people to get back on their feet. With that being said, once you receive those government services, that doesn't mean you just live on it for the rest of your days here on this earth. There are so many people who need those type of assistances that can't get it because the people who got it 20-something years ago, 5+ years ago, are still on it.
And trying to pass it down like an inheritance.
And this is coming from a black woman. This is coming from a woman who had those type of government services. You're supposed to be, if you're not working, you're supposed to be in school so you can get a better job and get you and your children a better place to go. You're supposed to be receiving those SNAP benefits because you can't afford to put groceries in your house. So you should be doing things in your life to better your situation so that you will never need those things again, and it can go to somebody who's in the shoes that you were in and trying to get better. Income-based houses, receiving SNAP benefits, all of those, you should only be able to keep those benefits if you're working. Either if you're working, if you're in school, if you're disabled, or if you're elderly, or if your child is disabled, or if you're elderly. But I feel like in order to keep those benefits, you have to work.
That's all that Trump said. Everything that she's saying is what the Trump administration is saying. Like, she is not, well, maybe it's because it comes from her, it might be a little bit different. So we're going to give her some grace. You know what I'm saying? We're going to give her some grace about the house coat, the night clothes, the bonnets, and all of that stuff.
Man, she came out there looking like Retribution from Norbit. How you doing? How you doing? You remember Retribution from Norbit? How you doing? Uh-huh.
Focus on that right now because that's not the topic of conversation. We're going to keep the topic of conversation on the facts. And the fact of the matter is that all of these things that she's saying is not nothing new. This is what the Trump administration has been advocating for a long time. Nobody should be surprised about it. And it's not supposed to be a lifetime. It's supposed to be a lifeline. Man, I just cooked with that. I ain't even come up with that. Like, that's just right off the top of the dome. I ain't even... But no, she's right. It's not supposed to be for you to pass down generation to generation.
Man, I come up with bars all the time, man, off the top of the dome. You dig? It just flows. You dig? It flows like fluid, man, when it comes from Preem. You dig?
Hey, everybody. I work for state government at my local state capital, and I got an email with an update from FSD that let us know that it is 100% true and it is happening. the federal government has been instructed and have instructed the states to not supply any funds for food stamps or SNAP benefits for the entire month of November. Being able to communicate with the federal folks is difficult right now due to the shutdown, so there are a lot of details that even the state governments don't know. I got a letter, or an email. Who sends letters? I got an email from the director, the FSD director's office, and it literally said, we're doing our best.
Yeah, man, she came on camera looking like Retribution. You know Retribution for Norbert? How you doing? You ain't gonna take my food stamps. How you doing? How you doing? You ain't gonna take my food stamps. And she came out looking like Retribution. That's crazy. Like, you would think if you're gonna get on camera, put on some decent clothes. And anyway, man, let's get on, man. I ain't even trying to go there, man.
You know as much as we do. But I wanted to really, I want to get on my soapbox and talk about the evils of politicians and money-hungry jerks and capitalism and all that stuff. But rather than do that, I thought it might be more helpful to let people know what they can do to help. These are your friends and neighbors. Almost everyone on food stamps that is not disabled or for other reasons unable to work, mental illness or mental capacity or because they're the elderly, whatever. If they don't meet those exemptions, most of the time we're giving that money and those benefits to the working poor, okay? These are your friends. These are your neighbors. This is the lady that checks you out at the grocery store. This is your elderly neighbor that lives next door. This is, the guy at the gas station who you see every morning and banter with. These are our friends and neighbors, okay? First things first is that we all need to reach out to our senators and representatives at the federal level. I don't think it would hurt to reach out to them at the state level and say, what are you going to do?
How you doing?
How are you going to help Missourians or Texans or, Virginians? How are you going to help them recover?
My kids have not eaten in 5 days. It is the taxpayer's responsibility to take care of my kids.
No, it is not the taxpayer's responsibility to take care of your kids. I want you to hear this foolishness. My God, check this out, bro.
Lacey,
I want y'all to see this crash out, man, because she's crashing out.
Who works at the call center for DSS or FSD regarding SNAP benefits. It has nothing.
Make sure that you guys bless the like button. Get us in the algorithm. Man. Make sure that you guys bless that like button, share the content. This is crazy, man. This lady getting ready to crash out.
To do with them, so please remember to be nice.
My kids have not eaten in 5 days. It is the taxpayer's responsibility to take care of my kids. I receive no food stamps. My disability checks is on.
Please remember to be nice.
My kids have not eaten in 5 days. It is the taxpayer's responsibility to take care of my kids. I receive no food stamps. My disability checks is on hold. My cash benefits is not coming no more. They're still pending. It is the taxpayer's job to pay for my kids to eat and for my kids to be taken care of. I have over 2,000 followers on TikTok and I can't get not one person to send me 50 cents. If you're watching the video.
Oh my God. I want y'all to hear that again. She said it's the taxpayer's job to feed and take care of her kids. Where the daddy at? But why no man is going to stick around to deal with her. She's delusional. This woman is crazy. That's why she ain't got no man. This woman is insane.
No more. They're still pending. It is the taxpayer's job to pay for my kids to eat and for my kids to be taken care of. I have over 2,000 followers on TikTok and I can't get not one person to send me 50 cents. If you're watching the video and you can't send me nothing, I'm blocking you.
This lady on TikTok right now, I'm doing this TikTok video for you guys. She's spazzing, she's crying. This lady is about 30.
Other black people, and I mean this, do not bring your ass outside. And
signs that they were going to cut food stamps. You guys let me know.
so I'm back with my solution. People, they're taking your link from you, your food stamps. If it don't come in November, do not go out here and loot. Do not go out here and steal. That is what they are expecting you to do. That's why they did it. We need to come together with your friends and your family members, whoever you can lean on for support right now. Y'all need to figure out a plan on how y'all gonna share food. Share the food that you're buying, share the food that you cook, making plates. Do something, but help each other. Black people, and I mean this, do not bring your ass outside and start stealing. That is what they want you to do. That is why they're doing this, because we're not in the streets looting and rioting. They expected us to be doing that. Don't do it.
Okay, we're gonna make it just like they made it back in the day. There was that was friends of my family, okay, and they lived not too far from where I live, and I was friends with their children.
907 goodies. All they do is just take videos from TikTok. So, she ain't really giving no commentary. So it is what it is. But 907 goodies, that's where I got this video from.
And there was a lot of them down there too. And they didn't have much. None of us had much. Tell the truth about it, okay? But there was never a time that I could go down to that house and I didn't smell something good cooking out that woman's kitchen. And I'm talking about every time I went there, all right? I'm going to tell you how you do it. You're going to do it just like she did it back in the day. And you're going to see it through, okay? You're going to have beans. You're going to have greens. You're going to have rice. You're going to have cornbread. And the last thing, potatoes. If you can cook those 5 on a regular basis, you will feed yourself. You will feed your family. I'm here to tell you, it's a variety in those 5. All right? Get you some onion. You're going to need that. And a little garlic, okay? And some season. Notice I didn't say nothing about no meat. If you get meat, that's fine. That's just icing on the cake.
If y'all ain't sick, disabled, and shut in, y'all gonna have to work. Y'all gonna see what it feel like to pay some real bills. Y'all ain't gonna be able to call in and miss a day or two to try to lessen your check so they can continue to pay your rent. Y'all ain't gonna be able to do that no more. Y'all ain't gonna be able to pay y'all rent without working now. See, all these people on that stuff should have had money saved. Why y'all ain't saved no money? Y'all knew it was coming to an end. That's why y'all didn't want them in the office. Y'all wanted the Democrats in because they some poor ass people. And they make poor decisions. And y'all didn't say nothing to the prior president, Biden, when he was giving our money away to the migrants and immigrants that didn't even live in this country or wasn't even legalized.
She right about that. Shout out to this sister for speaking the truth. I love to see when somebody's speaking some common sense. She said when the government was giving all these food stamps and all these benefits to the migrants, all these people who voted for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, they didn't say nothing. They had immigrants coming over. They had immigrants crossing the border by the millions, and they was giving these immigrants money. None of these Democrats and none of these liberals had a problem with all these immigrants crossing the border. They never said a damn word. They didn't say a word about it. They knew that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, that administration, allowed millions of immigrants to come over here illegally, and they gave them benefits, medical, dental, housing. Now they're getting ready to tell you that we can't give you no stamps for November, and they've allowed millions across the border. The Biden and Harris administration allowed millions of illegals to flood this country, and they gave them benefits. They gave them money. And none of you liberals or Democrats had a problem with them feeding millions of illegal immigrants, using our tax dollars to fund that crap. And none of you liberals had an issue with it. See what I'm saying? It's coming back to bite you in the ass now. They can't feed you, but they didn't fed millions of illegals, fed millions of border hoppers. It's crazy.
Y'all didn't say nothing. Y'all were mad at that? Nope, y'all wasn't. As long as y'all was getting y'all money. Y'all didn't care who was getting it. To the migrants and immigrants that didn't even live in this country or wasn't even legalized. Y'all didn't say nothing. Y'all were mad at that? Nope, y'all wasn't. As long as y'all was getting y'all money. Y'all didn't care who was getting theirs. That's why y'all hushed about it. Y'all didn't make no fuss. But see, that was my money. I'm mad because I worked for it. And you didn't. I'm tired of feeding your kids and your baby daddy. And y'all ain't gonna have no man. Because he finna go. See, the men that y'all had really finna show y'all they not no man. He ain't sitting down with you at the table and say, look, baby, we're gonna have to go half on this and half on that. If you can't do what he wants you to do, you at his beck and call now. If you want him to stay. And if you can't do what he wants you to do, he gone. Y'all know what that is. So now he looking for another place to say, maybe he'll get with a woman that's already on her feet to make a better man out of him because you couldn't do it. Maybe he'll do that. See, Section 8 welfare and food stamps is not a lifetime thing. Remember how y'all used to have babies just to get it? Mm-hmm. Some people got 8 kids, 5 kids, 7. You gotta go to work. Them kids are aged off the system. That's why y'all was having them. Even by me and y'all didn't know. So y'all can get the check.
They was having babies with men they barely knew because they knew that they would get a check. They'll get food stamps. They'll get government assistance. They'll get housing. And that incentivized a lot of these women to become more promiscuous. And if they got pregnant in the process, it didn't matter because the government was going to help them to feed them children. The government was going to help them to house those children, right? So there you go. That system has crippled a lot of women in our community. It's an unfortunate thing, but it's the reality. I said it earlier in the show, and she just confirmed it. Government assistance made women feel like, well, I don't need no man. It don't matter if he don't marry me. I'm gonna still be able to feed them kids. They're gonna give me housing because of them kids. I'm gonna be a-okay. And unfortunately, that became the mentality with these government handouts.
But some of y'all wouldn't even get off the system, even if y'all baby daddy had a good job. Because y'all was afraid he wasn't gonna have his job. And if he lost his job, y'all was gonna have to pay regular rent. So some of y'all still wouldn't have got off the system even if he had a good job. Y'all wouldn't get him for child support because y'all scared. What made y'all so scared to work? And then y'all want to claim I'm disabled. No, if you ain't qualified to be disabled through Social Security disability, some kind of doctor, you're not getting anything. Nothing. So you might as well get up and go to work. Get your bag and get on up out that door and work like everybody else. You ain't no better than me. I ain't no better than you. Everybody got issues. Everybody's got problems. But people work through them. The people that's not on that stuff. And if you're so sick mentally, nerve-wise, damaged.
It said the free ride is over. Section 8 welfare, SNAP, and free assistance is over for the people that defrauded the system. Well, this is the thing. A lot of our people are liberals and they're Democrats. And they voted for the same people who flooded our country with millions of illegals, and they gave them benefits. They gave them money. And you didn't even qualify for a lot of these programs, but guess what? A lot of them did. A lot of them did. You know, it's an unfortunate situation, but the immigrants qualify for those benefits. You're going to struggle for the month. You're going to struggle for the month of November if you don't have no savings, if you don't have no other means to feed your children. That's the unfortunate reality. Listen, if you can get food stamps, get them, but never depend on it. Never depend on the system. And unfortunately, a lot of people are dependent. They don't have no savings. They don't have no emergency money. They're going to be doing bad for the month of November once they cut off those SNAP benefits, them EBT cards,
Why go to the doctor and let the doctor disable you. But I'm gonna tell you something. Disability ain't even that much.
I'm going to tell you.
It ain't enough for the rent. See, they trapped y'all.
Shout out to Street Media in the building. Shout out to my dog. Yeah, man, they trapped them, man, for sure.
Well, y'all wasn't on y'all feet. Disability, what is it, 700? I don't know. 1,200, that ain't enough. Where you gonna live for that? So now you ain't got no money in the system for disability because it goes by points and merits because you wasn't working, remember? Social Security is for when people retire at 62, 72. I don't know what the number is. That's what Social Security is for. So what have you built up to get back? If you ain't built nothing up to get back, you're going to have to work your way out of that. And it takes years to build up in the system. To pay into Social Security, Medicare. It takes a long time to put in that system. You're 20 to 40 years behind. So you got to work till you 92 unless you hit the lottery. The reason y'all didn't want my president in there, Donald J. Trump, is because y'all knew.
Shout out to Street Media, man. I'm gonna check out your TikTok, man. I gotta get on TikTok too, man. I gotta get on all these platforms, man. I'm gonna get my main channel back rolling, but I wanted to get this channel monetized, and we achieved our goal, man. Mission accomplished. We monetized over here. Now I'm gonna get back and drop some content on TV1. We're gonna get monetized over there, and we're gonna start dropping some content over there on TikTok, Rumble. We got to spread our wings, man. It's time to fly.
It's gonna stop those benefits. But he should. Because what about the people who ain't getting them? What we gonna get? They owe us money for giving y'all our money. Should we be suing y'all for our money we gave y'all? Cause y'all say y'all couldn't work, but y'all got cars and nails and hair and men living. Y'all gotta go to work to get some stamps from what I heard. I don't know what they gonna do with y'all. But this group of people has hurt the economy. Now, I heard there was somewhere in Walmart, somewhere that want to harbor a man in their house just to keep him. Now, he got to find somewhere else to go because, trust me, that Section 8, well...
If you a man that's depending on a woman for a place to stay right now, you in bad shape because a lot of these women, they're in bad shape. They don't have no savings. They don't have no emergency money. So if you a man who's dependent on a woman for a place to stay right now, homeboy, you in bad shape, man. You're dependent on somebody who's dependent on the government. You guys remember when I made that video, I did that stream earlier this year. I said, you got a lot of cats out here who are depending on a woman who's dependent on the government. You dependent on a woman for a place to stay, and she's dependent on the government for a place to stay. You in a bad situation, my brother. Get up there, man. Get out there and get on your grind and make something happen. Sit up there depending on that woman. You better get it together. Ooh, you better get it together.
Food stamps. It's for the sick, disabled, and shut in. It's not for young girls that want to harbor a man in their house just to keep him. Now he got to find somewhere else to go because trust me, that black man going to be clean up out of that house.
Maybe I'm talking out of turn and y'all can say what y'all want in the comments. I really don't give a fuck. But as a black woman, to hear other black women get on this app and say how their children are going to starve because they're not going to be receiving government assistance really ruffles my feather. It really ruffles my feathers because I don't think I said it right. But yeah, it fucks with me because this is coming from a single mother who I struggled with my kids. I was on government assistance. I used food stamps. And there's a lot of months I didn't have food stamps because my ass used to forget to go reapply. But at the same time, my children never went hungry. My children never went hungry. I don't give a fuck if I had to feed them motherfucking oatmeal for weeks straight. That oatmeal was going to be spiced up 1,000 different motherfucking ways. Y'all live
all this damn cussing, foul mouth. Well, what do we expect? Chest tattoos and just terrible, horrible representation, man. Terrible presentation. Come on, get it together, ladies.
Literally have time to figure out what the fuck y'all gonna do instead of sitting on y'all ass and complaining to motherfuckers that
What are my old school folks at that grew up on cornbread and buttermilk? Now, baby, I do not, absolutely not like buttermilk.
All these hood chicks got these chest tattoos, man. Oh my God, man. Horrible presentation, horrible representation.
But my grandma used to make cornbread and used to pour the regular milk over it. That was a meal back in the day. I promise you we didn't go to bed hungry. So don't tell me, oh, my children don't eat this.
Man, listen, man. These women are raising children. And you wonder why so many black children are messed up. Look who's raising them. There's no father around. There's no men around at all. You got a mother who's mentally unstable, ghetto, ratchet, low class, and these are the people who are raising black children. This is crazy, man. Pure
Cornbread and used to pour the regular milk over it. That was a meal back in the day. I promise you we didn't go to bed hungry. So don't tell me, oh, my children don't eat this. If they hungry enough, they gonna eat it. The problem is children is too used to eating those microwave dinners and that snacks and this junk food and stuff. Crab legs and Chinese food and stuff. We didn't even know nothing about that growing up. It seemed like we're gonna have to go back to our roots. And if you don't know how, I'm here to show you. Jiffy cornbread, never heard of it when I was a child. It was always corn, milk, mayonnaise, and a little sugar, and water, or milk. In a big old skillet, okay? Skillet cornbread. So go to the store and get you a big old thing of cornmeal. Get you a big old jar of mayonnaise and make you some cornbread. Jiffy cornbread, that's like a piece of cake.
You notice these women who hop online talking about this, ain't none of them got no man, no husband. It's just a house with a woman. It's just a house with a woman and children. No man at all. No guidance from a male figure. No guidance from a male figure whatsoever. They're being raised by these single mothers. That's who's raising the children.
Baby, we never had milk. We rarely had milk. I'll say that. Milk was in a can. We had the pet milk, add some water and add some sugar to it. Hamburger meat. No, we get them cheap pack of hot dog weenies and we get that can of chili. That was our hamburger meat.
I told you, bro. I told you. You get them hot dogs. You know, you go to the, the dollar store, they get that, what I'm saying, get that chili. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. That
cereal. Oh no, baby, we had the shredded wheat. And I'm talking about the shredded wheat. There was a big old one piece of shredded wheat. We split it apart, put some sugar in it, pour that can of milk over it. That was your cereal. Baby, we didn't even have a washer and dryer back in the day. We used to either go to the wash rack once every blue moon, or my grandma had a clothesline. And I'm not talking about your original clothesline. I'm talking about she had a telephone line.
They don't need no man. Shout out to Fear to None, man, for the super chat. If you haven't blessed the super chat, make sure that you guys bless the super chat. Send some support to the show. You already know it's your boy. We doing the damn thing.
A cord from the stove all the way across the house, and we was hanging our clothes up. So, baby, yes, I was raised to learn how to survive. And I understand a lot of folks don't even know what I'm talking about, but I'm here to teach you. You ain't got no wash machine, go wash that stuff in that tub or that sink. How many times I don't wash our clothes in the sink? A lot. Don't even try to hurt yourself, Juicy. We had no government assistance. You got this.
Right, so SNAP is going away in November. There's no more money. I was at No King's
month of November. And she was saying how religious people were saying God will provide and how they were delusional for saying that and they were going through spiritual psychosis or religious psychosis. But of course you would say that if you've never been in a situation where you had nothing and God provided miraculously for you. After paying rent and deposit for my home, I had $70 to my name. And I had to wait like a week and a half for me to get some more money. So I used that $70 to go get some groceries for me and my kids. $70 for a week and a half for 3 people. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All I did the best I could and I stretched it out. About 5 days in, the food started getting real low. And I just was like, it was a Thursday. I'm about to go to see what food pantries are open. Y'all know food pantries be open on different days and at different times. They have short windows. None of them were open. I had
Stop doing these videos with these bonnettes on your head. Stop doing these videos with these bonnettes on your head. God.
where this woman was talking about how people won't be getting food stamps for the month of November. And she was saying how religious people were saying God will provide and how they were delusional for saying that and they were going through spiritual psychosis or religious psychosis. But of course you would say that if you've never been in a situation where you had nothing and God provided miraculously for you. After paying rent and deposit for my home, I had $70 to my name. And I had to wait like a week and a half for me to get some more money. So I used that $70 to go get some groceries for me and my kids. $70 for a week and a half for 3 people. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All I did the best I could and I stretched it out. About 5 days in, the food started getting real low. And I just was like, it was a Thursday. I'm about to go to see what food pantries are open. Y'all know food pantries be open on different days and at different times. They have short windows. None of them were open. I had been driving around and there was one that I knew that would have been open, but it definitely wasn't open that day for some reason. While on my way back home, I seen some people giving out free lunch. It said for the whole summer they were giving out free breakfast and lunch. And me and my kids ate there for about a couple more days until I had some money to go buy some more groceries. I didn't have to wait. Me and my kids didn't go hungry. God supplied my need. And it's just so unfortunate that a lot of people don't get to experience God like that.
All right, man. Now it's good to have faith in God, man, but you're gonna need what do they say? Faith without work is a bad thing. Faith without work is a bad thing. So what are you gonna do? You just gonna pray and hope that God fix it? No, you still got to get out there and make something happen. Some of these people think they can just pray and God is just gonna somehow come down and rescue them and save them from their problems. You know, that's crazy. You know what they said about a lot of faith, but no work.
Okay, so I would have hit the subject about the new 2026 Section 8 law that's coming into play. You get what I'm saying? We got to speak about this.
Baby, y'all see what they're doing with that Section 8 program, huh? It's crazy how they're doing everything. So if you've been on Section 8 for 20, 30, 40 years, they're telling you that you got to be out of there with.
This is where the user says Trump's Section 8 reform is actually good. We've seen how many people leech off a Section 8 housing for most of their lives. And Trump's reform is like, you got to be on Section 8s for a max of 2 years. Okay, if you go over 2 years, you got to go. So many people are asking for handouts, and it's pretty disgusting.
See, a lot of people have made Section 8 a lifestyle instead of using it as an opportunity to get on your feet, you know, and so that you can move forward in life so that you ain't got to look back and ever depend on that again. But unfortunately, a lot of people have turned this into a lifestyle. You know, it is what it is, man. And the sad part about it is a lot of these people have children. You got children who depend on you and you're dependent on the government. That is a bad situation.
That the taxpayer dollars end up to go into some useless people. And obviously, though, like if you.
This opening is for everyone. Sometimes they open up and it's for like 65 and up, or if you have a disability or with kids, but this one is just open to anyone that would go ahead and check that out.
Okay, guys, I'm back. Okay, I see you guys gonna want to have to go live with this. I'm not accepting no Section 8 anymore issue, so I'm stitching my own video. So everybody wants me to share the letter that people are starting to receive, and I want to share the letter, but I want people to understand what I'm sharing, because
We need at least 100 some likes, man. We got 111 people watching, but we only got 80 likes. What's up with the likes, man? Make sure that you guys get the likes up, man. Make that like button work. Get us in the algorithm, man. What is going on? Bless the like button. Take your fingers that's dripping with pork chops. Take your finger that's dripping with hot sauce and pork chop grease and bless that like button. Yeah. Bless the like button, man. I know you got hot sauce and pork chop grease dripping off that finger.
It seems like a lot of y'all are gonna have to fuck around and find out. Just like the president said he was getting rid of all of the people and sending them back to their hometowns, and y'all didn't believe him. Now that this no Section 8 2-year limit thing is come around, this has been, see, the funny thing about it is it's been in the works before, but because we were under a Democratic president, he didn't bother with that. But now that we are a Republican country now, he's gonna bother with it. He's already cutting out food stamps. So if you getting food stamps and you think you can go in there and buy all kinds of ho-ho and good buzz, all that stuff, it's not, you're not buying that.
Hey, man, blessings to the people, man, because, unfortunately, some people going to have a hard time feeding their children, and, God bless them. I don't ever want to see anybody in a bad situation, even if I disagree with their lifestyle. But damn, how do we make better decisions moving forward? The solution is very simple. Hit the like button.
You're not buying that anymore. So you can fuck around and find out if you want to about this Section 8. But there's a lot of...
Yeah. Take your finger that's dripping with pork chop grease and hot sauce and bless that like button. It ain't nothing.
Other things that come with him taking us out of the Section 8 sector for 2 years. He's also offering free schooling. So in order for me to share the letter, we got to talk about the entire letter. So it's not all bad, but it's bad enough, but it's not all bad. So we're going to go and do a live so y'all can shut up about the no, I'm not accepting Section 8 anymore. Peace, guys.
Y'all, I want to get this motherfucking Section 8 voucher up and just start the fuck over.
Oh, my God. She just cussing her ass off. We monetize over here, man. We can't have Retribution messing up the monetization with all that cursing. Come on, Retribution.
Have a blessed day. Happy Easter. Goodbye.
And some people that get help from the government, got Section 8 vouchers or anything, y'all should not even have an opinion when people talking about how high rent is. And I'm saying some because some of y'all do still pay like full rent and y'all have government assistance, Section 8, and I don't even understand that. But yeah, some of y'all rent be $100 or less. And some of y'all still can't even keep up with that. Some of y'all be struggling to pay that. Baby, if my rent was $100 or less, I will be paying that up in advance. Rent wouldn't even be something that I have to worry about if I had the opportunity to get government assistance, Section 8, or whatever. And it's just people that be on those programs always got so much to say about other people not having their own place. But it's just like, if you didn't have that government assistance and that low rent, would you have your own place? No, some of y'all would not have your own place because this rent is high as hell. Some of y'all don't even have jobs or work. So I know y'all would not have your own place. Like, I just want everybody to worry about themselves, stop judging people for not having things because they don't have help. Some people doing it on their own. Some people got kids and still got to pay rent, $2K, $1K a month. Then you got to think about it. Some people got to pay.
Then cut y'all Section 8. Then cut your cake and ice cream for you. I always knew that Section 8 was not for the strong, and I'm going to say it just like that. Section 8 is not for the strong, okay? It's not. So those that are educated and capable of getting up, working, get up and do it. I knew a long time ago when I tried it, it wasn't for me because...
This is what we're going to do, man. I think we didn't reach the point, man. We've been up here for 2 hours. And I think I'm going to do another show about this tomorrow, how Section 8, welfare, a lot of those programs will come to an end. And a lot of people have not prepared themselves for this day. They don't have no emergency money. They don't have no savings. They have nothing to fall back on. So they're going to suffer as a result of their bad decisions. Right? It just is what it is. Make sure that you guys bless the like button, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, man, we got to do better on those likes, y'all. We need more people to support the channel. We need more people to bless the like button when we slide through. Drop something in the super chat. Make sure that you bless the like button. It ain't nothing. Hype the video. When it uploads to YouTube, make sure that you hype the video. For sure. Got to get up out of you guys, man. I appreciate it. You know, we had a good time, man. You know, hung out with you guys for about like 2 hours. I'm getting ready to relax, man. Getting ready to chill, kick my feet up, watch me a good movie, and, you know, and just chill and relax, chill and relax for the rest of the night, man. That's what I'm doing. So, peace to everybody that's been rocking. You already know, man. It's been real. The truth is a bitter pill. It's been real. Catch me in the morning. We'll be back with some more content.